Well, you've had, I mean, part of Jay, yeah, but part of what Jay's done is I was mentioning to Kathy Hull, our editor for Packards International, that Jay is almost responsible for having this collection that in Orange County, so many car collections have grown, and so many people have emulated what you have put together. And
well, I never think of it as a collection. I just never sold it. I mean, I buy what I like, and the idea is if you're reasonably knowledgeable and you like it, then other reasonably knowledgeable people will like it too. You know, they would always say collecting cars was a waste of money because they don't go up in value, and you put thousands of dollars into it and you sell it for hundreds of dollars. But those days have pretty much changed. It's almost no car here I couldn't sell for at least 3 to 4 times what I paid for. You know, you forget when I got my first Lamborghini Miura back in the 80s, and I got it for free because the engine was blown. It was some company in Italy. You couldn't call the factory because they didn't speak English. And you'd have to write a letter in Italian or whether anybody would answer. So you just couldn't get parts, you know? So those kind of cars just sat in junkyards. In fact, the person that had it said, look, why don't you just take it? Because, you know, we're never going to get this thing. And now it's a multi-million-dollar car, which seems almost unheard of back in the day.
No, absolutely. One last question, Jay. Packards. You have a wonderful collection of Packards. And as you see before us, we're in a Packard. This is 1913?
Yeah, this is 11, that's 13.
This is 13, this is 11.
What's interesting, you know, I had a man on The Tonight Show back in the early 90s. His name was Victor Christian. He was the world's oldest car salesman. He was 106, and I think he worked at Arcadia Ford. So one day, I drove my 32 Packard, my Phil Hill car, the day he was on to show it. So I pull in the parking lot, and I wait for him. He pulls up, he looks at it. He goes, what year is that? I said, 32. He goes, 32. After 15, they were nothing but crap, you know. He didn't say crap. And it just made me laugh. And I thought it was sort of the ramblings of you know, just a crazy old guy. But then I realized, you know, he grew up in an era when cars were handmade. And each part was sort of filed and fitted and fit perfectly. Like on this thing, it's not particularly fast, but it's smooth. It runs like a watch. One pull and it's running. And it just, everything is nicely lapped in, you know. The difference between my 32, which is sort of assembly line built, and the early Packard is, they're not handmade anymore. So when you get something like this, especially if it's original, there's a smoothness to it. Everything's been, as I said, lapped in, and it just runs perfectly. And I sort of understood what he meant when he said that, you know, anything, you know, after 15 was crap, because they were just, it's money making. Let's bang them out. Let's sell as many as you can. Blah, 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 you know, all that kind of stuff. So the old adage of they don't build them like they used to really goes back almost to the first days.